Identifying and graphing inequalities. If you missed today's lesson, here it is. Mathematics is not always about equals. Sometimes you only know that a quantity is bigger or smaller. These relationships are called inequalities. We use 4 different inequality symbols to represent how 2 expressions can relate to each other. The first one, this red one, pointing here, means that it is less than. So we read from left to right. Whatever's on the left is less than whatever's on the right. And the blue one here, that's greater than. Whatever's on the left is greater than whatever's on the right. And we used to say that the alligator, it's an alligator or a shark or a Pac-Man, and it's hungry and it's going to eat whatever's bigger. So if whatever's bigger is on the left, we say it's greater than. If it's on the right, that means the left side is less than and the right side is bigger. Now the purple one, this one's a little different. It's got this line on the bottom, and what that is like half of an equal sign. And what this means, it's either less than, just like the red one, or equal to. And then the green one has the greater than symbol and half an equal sign. So that means it's greater than or equal to. So let's practice reading some of these. Get that out of the way. Click here. Click. So for example, the pink one, 2 is less than 6. And 7 is on the open end. 7 is greater than 3. Now let's read these. First, the less than symbol. X is less than 1. That means X can be anything smaller than 1. Now greater than. Y is greater than negative 2. So Y would be anything greater or higher or bigger than negative 2. Now we have the greater than or equals to. So P can be greater than or equal to 0. That means it includes 0 in any positive numbers. Less than or equal to. D is less than or equal to 9. So that means, negative 9. That means it can be negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, and all the fractions in between. It can keep going down to infinity. Negative infinity. Okay, these are the notes that we're going to use for today. This child is happy or sad. So looking at his face, he can be really excited or really upset and screaming, so it can go either way. But it says on the sign, you must be 42 inches tall to ride this ride. Well, if we take this line as 42 inches, he is taller than 42 inches. And it says here, you must be 42 inches. So maybe he has to be exactly 42 and he's upset. Or he's over 42 and he's happy. I don't know. Let's see. Who's able to ride this ride? Interpret the sign as you can only ride if you're exactly 42 inches tall. So we've got 5 people here. Can I ride if I'm 40.5 inches? No. Can I ride if I'm 41 inches? No. 42 inches? Yes, because you're exactly 42.5. No. 43? No. So only one person right here can ride that ride. So if we interpret this as you must be at least 42 inches tall to ride this ride, that means you have to be at least 42 inches or taller. So can 40.5 ride this ride? No, too small. 41, too small. 42, yes. They're at least 42 inches or taller, 42.5 and 43. So in this part, it's the top left part of your notes. You've got the inequality greater than or equal to, and it says in the situation you must be at least 42 inches to ride the ride. So there's this open circle here. Because it has the equal to line, you're going to fill that circle in solid. Let me click. Just like this. So go ahead and color that in. It's going to be a closed circle. If you ever see a solid dot, that means it includes the 42 inches. Now look at the arrow going to the right. That means it can be greater than 42 inches. So if it's greater than or equal to 42 inches, that means it includes 42 inches and everything up from there. Go ahead and write these words in. Words that also mean greater than or equal to: no fewer than, not less than, a minimum, and of course the at least. If you need to pause the video to write these, go ahead. I'm going to move on. Okay, who's able to ride this ride? You must be taller than 42 inches to ride this ride. So certainly not 40 and a half or 41. Is 42 taller than 42? No. But 42 and a half is, and 43. So these two can ride the ride. Okay, on your notes, find the spot that says greater than. This one's located right below the one we just did, so go down. You must be taller than 42 inches. So does that include the 42? No. So in this case, we'll leave the open, so you can outline your circle with your marker. And then we have an open circle on the 42. But it can be anything greater than that, so we draw our arrow to the right. So what this means, it does not include 42, but it includes everything bigger than 42. Other words for a greater than: exceeds, more than, above, larger than, and taller than. Go ahead and write those words down and pause if you need to. Next step. You must not exceed 42 inches to ride this ride. So you cannot go over 42 inches. So 43 goes over, 42 and a half goes over, but does 42 go over 42 inches? Nope. It's right at the top. 41 is good and 40 and a half is good. So it's a small person ride. So if you must not exceed 42 inches to ride the ride, fill in the circle because that includes the 42 inches. See, less than is okay and equal to is okay. So in your number line, circle in, put a solid dot above the 42 and then draw your arrow backwards, saying that it can be smaller than or equal to 42. Your key words to help are at most, up to, maximum, no more than, and of course, must not exceed. So if at the most you could be is 42 inches to ride a ride, I'm out. Okay, who's able to ride this ride? You must be shorter than 42 inches to ride the ride. So can 42 inches ride it? No, you got to be shorter. Only 40.5 and 41. So this is a less than problem. You must be shorter than 42 inches to ride the ride. So what that dot looks like, it's an open circle because it does not include the 42, but it includes everything below it. Even 41.999999, but not 42. Words that mean less than are fewer than, smaller than, below, and shorter than. Okay, let's write an inequality for the given number on given number line model. What did I just say? Write an inequality for a given number line model. Ooh. All right, let me get some ink here. I'll go blue. Let's use X. X is, now this one's going to the left, so that would be a less than, and then that's got a solid dot between -4 and -5. So the solid dot means equals to. So some number is smaller than or equal to negative, what's between 4 and 5? 4.5, or you could say 4.5. Either way is fine. Okay, this one over on the right. Let's say X is, it's going to the right. That means it's larger than, and it's got a solid dot, or equal to what number? 3. That means it could be 3 or it could be bigger. Then down here, we're in negative. It's an open circle, so let's use the X again. And the arrow's going to the right, so that means that X is larger than, bigger than, greater than. What's between -36 and -38? -37. Now, I did not have an equals to because it's an open dot. If it's open dot, it will not have the equal to bar. Same over here on this last one. X is, now it's smaller because it's going to the left, so that's smaller numbers, but it does not equal whatever this is. Let's find out what that is. Between 13 and 14, 13 and a half, or 13.5. Ooh, there we go. Okay, we've got some more questions on the back of this notes page. Answer those questions and we'll check it soon.